Yo, what is up, guys? Mongoose here with episode 2 of Exponentiality. Today we're going to be going over how you can use the money you already have to make even more money. So without further ado, let's go. So today's video, we're going to be going over a few different ways that you can use the money you already have to make even more money. Ways like investing, flipping, stuff like that. I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you do, please like, comment, subscribe, do whatever. And without further ado, let's get it going. So many people nowadays, when they get their money, get their paycheck, they go out and they spend it on stuff that they enjoy. Now, there's nothing wrong with using your money to buy stuff that you enjoy. But what most people don't think about is that money you can use to actually make more money than you already have. Now, I'm not talking about taking that $1 bill, go plant it out in the backyard, pour a little water on, and hopefully a money tree will come up, because obviously that's not going to happen. What I'm talking about is taking that money and setting up stuff like businesses, putting it into the stock market, buying shoes, reselling them, stuff like that, that after you're done, you'll have more money than you started with. Now, obviously, you're going to have to risk your money because it's not guaranteed returns, or else everybody would be doing it. But in my opinion, the potential rewards outweigh the risk. So the difference between putting your money into this kind of stuff versus going to the casino and gambling it all on roulette is that you can control your destiny. By using correct risk management measures and also using the right tactics, you can pretty safely do this type of stuff. So let's dive into our first way. Number 1, my favorite way that you can invest your money to make more money is the stock market. Now, obviously the stock market is risky because stock prices fluctuate. But if you look at over time in the history, the S&P 500 has about a 10% yearly return. That means if you put $100 into a stock account, into a diversified portfolio, you'll estimated make about 10% of your money back. That means you'll have $10 that year for the $100. Now, if you were to take that $100 and put it over into a savings account, you would make far less in interest. And with the way inflation works, you'll actually be losing money over time by putting it into just a safe savings account. Historically, the stock market has always risen. That means if you buy a stock and it dives, if the company goes bankrupt, obviously you're going to lose your money. But if you diversify your portfolio correctly by investing in many different sectors, you're going to have a pretty safe return on your investment. So you may be thinking, well, how can I get into this type of stuff? Well, my personal recommendation, go on YouTube, go search up beginner stock advice, stuff like that. Just build a little base of a knowledge on how you can enter the stock market the best way possible. Now, I personally use Robinhood. It's a really simplistic brokerage, but for me, simplicity is key with the brokerage because all I'm looking to do is buy and sell my stocks. Now, I do research on the stocks I'm going to buy outside of my brokerage, so for me, it doesn't matter that they don't provide a ton of information. But if you're looking for more ways that you can research the stocks with your brokerage, you might want to stay away from Robinhood. Another perk of investing in stocks is these things called dividends. Now, what dividends are is when you own a stock, about every quarter, if the stock pays dividends, they'll send you a little bit of money for owning their company. So, for example, say I own Berkshire Hathaway. Now, they're going to send me, say, I think it's about $2.50 per quarter, around estimated. So now I can take that at $2.50 and I can either buy more stock or I can cash it out and enjoy the benefits of that earned money. Now, we're going to go into this in a future video, but there's this thing called dividend reinvesting, where you take all the money you get from dividends and buy more stocks. That'll make your portfolio grow exponentially over time because it'll just continually grow faster each year every time you reinvest those dividends into your portfolio. So guys, if you're not already, I highly recommend you look into stock investing. Now, there's many different ways you can invest in stocks. There's buy and hold, there's intraday trading, weekly trading. Personally, I'm a buy and hold investor because that is the safest way you can invest into the stock market, and I personally don't want to spend hours looking at charts and researching every week, every day to catch it at the right time, because really, timing the market is the biggest gamble. So, with that being said, on to topic 2, and that is e-commerce. Now, many of you may know I'm actually very heavily involved in e-commerce. I've got many friends that also are involved, and I also run Alpha Enterprises, which me and my friend Matt Lorian have created to help teach people how they can set up a store and get going in the e-commerce world. Now, like the stock market, there's many different ways you can get into e-commerce, but personally, I do dropshipping because that just fits the way I want to do it. So basically how dropshipping works is you go to Shopify and you set up a store. with that store, you link a product that you find from a manufacturer's website. I usually use AliExpress just because of the simplicity and ease to use to set up to your Shopify store, but you can choose other providers if you so choose. So you guys ever like scrolling through your phone on Instagram or Facebook and you see an ad pop up and it's for like a little trendy product? Yeah, so almost 100% of the time that's going to be a drop shipper who's doing the same thing that I'm telling you guys that you should look into. What you do is you go onto AliExpress, you find a product, say the product's $5, then you bring it over to your Shopify, you make a whole brand around it, you upcharge it, so now you'll sell it for $15, right? So now the profit margin is $10 per every unit you sell. Now if I spend $50 on ads that day and I sell 5, I'll break even on my investment. After I sell 5, every single order after that I make $10. Now you guys can see how this business model has incredible potential for income. Especially when you get into higher ticket items and you can up your profit margins. There's just so much room for improvement that I really recommend you guys take a look. It's worth a shot, and really I usually start a store with about $100 to $200. Yes, it's a pretty large sum of money to be putting out and risking it with a product that you don't even know is going to succeed. But if you think about it, that $100 could turn into, in my friend's case, hundreds of thousands of dollars.
What's going on, guys? It's Matt Lorian here, and I want to just let you guys know if you're about to get into drop shipping, it's the perfect time to start. I started out a case store, a phone case store with $100, and from that I was able to buy my first car at 16 years old. Definitely get into it.
And the best part about drop shipping is that you can do it while you work on other jobs. I could be a fast food worker during the day and make my income, and then I can come home and do drop shipping and work on making the money I just made, say at McDonald's, and I can invest it and make even more money. That's what's great about drop shipping, is that it doesn't take all these hours to make. And once you have a store set up and you find a successful product, you'll be able to exponentially make money without putting in the hours that you would at your standard rate job. You know, say your first week, yeah, you put in a lot of hours setting up that store, putting out the ads, editing the ads, but eventually you'll get to a point where all you've got to do is click through, fulfill orders, and respond to your customers if they have any questions. So I highly recommend you guys check out dropshipping, and if you want to learn more, go over to alphaenterprises.com. I'll put the link in the bio, and you guys can check it out. We've got really nice courses, really low prices, and that'll walk you through everything you need to know to set up a store, to launch ads, and to get going in the e-commerce world. So now the next topic is flipping, and like all the other topics, there's many different subcategories in that whole flipping idea. But the main ones that people do is with eBay, yard sales, and also designer products. So I'm sure many of you guys heard, but there's these designer companies that they'll only sell a certain number of products. Stuff like Yeezys, Supreme clothing, shoes. Shoes are really big in the resale world. And what these resellers will do, they'll invest that initial investment into the product. So say you buy a pair of shoes for, I don't know, $400. You buy that nice pair of shoes for $400. When all of the stock sells out, you're gonna have that pair of shoes, but people are also gonna wanna buy it. Now, they're not gonna have an option to go to the site that you bought it from to buy it, so you're gonna be able to charge however much they'll pay for it. The profit margins for these designer clothes are insane, and there's many different ways that you can get into it, and I highly recommend you look up on YouTube how to get into it, because I'm no flipping professional when it comes to designer clothing, but I know and I have friends that have done really good numbers with flipping. So besides flipping designer stuff, there's also, you can go to yard sales. You can buy whatever you want at that yard sale, and if you can get a good price on it, you take that product, go right over to eBay, and you resell it for a higher amount. Right there, you just flipped it, you made a couple bucks, boom. And now also on that same kind of like yard sale concept, you can go over onto eBay, you can go onto an auction, try to snag really good deals, and then resell them for higher. Now obviously you're gonna have to put your money out there because you don't know if that product will sell immediately, but you'll still have that product, and unlike, you know, e-commerce, you're not just putting money into ads that may not do well. You'll still have that physical product in your hand that you can hold on to and sell whenever you can. Especially most of the time with these hot products, especially the designer clothing, the demand for those isn't going to go away anytime soon, so it's a pretty safe thing to buy into. So just with those 3 topics that I just went over, stock market, e-commerce, and flipping, those are 3 ways that you can take your money, put put it into something and get a higher return with. Now personally, I like to make as many different income streams as possible, which we'll go over in a later video, because that is one of the biggest keys to success in the financial world. You don't want to just work that one job where you get one check every week or every 2 weeks, however your pay works. You want to work that one job, but you also want to go home and continue to grind. You always have to be grinding and hustling if you want to move forward. So guys, I just gave you 3 ideas on how you can use your money and make more money with that money. So what I want you guys to do, I want you guys to comment down below what you're planning on doing. Whether it's e-commerce, stock market, flipping, tell me your plans. I'll try to respond to them and point you in the right direction. And remember, for e-commerce, I've got a really nice setup. It's $20 for a course that'll walk you through everything you need to know to set up a store that could possibly make hundreds of thousands of dollars. Here's my friend's store. You see that kind of income? That is insane. That guy is only 16 years old making that kind of money, and he's doing it all on his computer. If you guys just buy a little Chromebook, you can do the same thing. So I want to just take this time and just remind you guys, if you liked today's video, if you found something useful, some kind of good information, please just go like, subscribe, comment, do whatever you can to help support this channel so I can keep making good content for you guys and help you grow as a person. So I hope you guys liked today's video. Next Monday, we'll be making another video. Every single Monday, I'm going to be dropping a new video for this series, Exponentiality. Alright, I'll see you guys. Peace. And don't forget, drink your water.